Hello all, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will explain how can we draw plots and graphs in Python.
Now, as we have imported NumPy from external library and we have imported NumPy as NPy. Similarly here, in order to draw plots, we need to import matplotlib.pyplot from matplotlib library and we'll import it as PLT. So there are various methods through which we can generate points, and then there is only one method to draw or create graphs. So what are the various methods to generate points? The first is simply we can create points as plt.plot endpoints. So plt is importing the matplotlib and plot is the command which is used to plot the points. And what are the points? We can see here the points are 1, 2, 3, 4 along x-axis and 1, 2, 3, 4 along y-axis. Now if I run this, let us see what happens. There are many other libraries which are similar to matplotlib. You can use other libraries also to import in order to form the plot. So there is an error, and what is the error? Name plt is not defined because we have not run this command. So we will run this. Now we have imported. Now this becomes the second code, and let us see what we get. So we get a plot now. So this is a plot. Along x-axis there are 4 points 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5 till 4, and along y-axis also we have 4 points. And since these points are equal, same in along x and y axis, we will get a straight line or a linear graph. Now another way, another example, the points on x axis are 2, 4, 6, 8, and the points on y axis are 4, 16, 36 and 64. And with this command it should plot a graph. So you can see along x axis we have 2, 4, 6 and 8, and along y axis we have 4 somewhere here, 16 somewhere here, 36 somewhere here and 64 somewhere here, and we got a plot like this. So this is one way to create plots. If we know the points, we can directly use the plot command, and if you are using matplot, then plt.plot will give the generate the plot. Now this plot command should be written in parenthesis and the points should be written in square bracket. This is the syntax. Now another method to generate point is by using linspace. So if you see here, linspace command, what does this command says? It says that linspace, if you keep here, you will get the description also. Linspace, you can see it says first is the start point, then is the stop point, and then is the numbers, how many numbers we want, and we can use other options also which are given. So 100 to 1000, and how many points we want? We want 10 points between 100 to 1000, and we write it like a is the variable, linspace is the command. Now this linspace command is taken from numpy, that's why mp.linspace. So if I run this, it is executed. Now what are the points that are generated, that we'll see. Before that we will see how many points are there. We wanted 10 points, and let us see whether 10 points are generated or not. In order to check that, the command is len, 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 and the variable is a. Now if I run this command, you can see there are 10 points, and what are the points that are generated, that we will see by this command. of simply typing A, and now it has formed an array of 10 points. Starting point is 100 and end last point is 1000. Now since we have generated array of a point A or a variable A, we can now plot a graph between A and sine of A. So plot a graph between A and sine of A. Now sine of A can be written with dot np, because if you don't write dot np, it will not be executed. It doesn't know from where this sine function is taken. So we need to write np dot sine. But if you are executing this in Jupyter Notebook, then there is no need to write np dot sine. You just have to write plt dot plot in parenthesis a comma sine of a and parenthesis complete. I will run this. A graph is plotted with a 10 100 to 1000 on x axis and sine of a on y axis. So you can see on y axis -1 to 1, it is the range of sine, and on x axis we have points of a. We'll create another array of b, and how we creating array? np dot arrange. We have used this arrange command earlier in array, and we want points between 100 to 1000 at an interval of 10. 100 to 1000 at an interval of 10. Now if I see how many elements are there by len command, I will come to know there are 90 elements from 100 to 1000 in the interval of 10. And if you check what are the elements, you come to know that it is starting from 100 and the last element is 990. So this 100,000 is not included in arrange, whereas if you use linspace, the first starting and ending number both are inclusive. Now we can plot curve between b and sine b. So as I already told to you, you need to write np dot sine of b, and if I run this, I will get a graph between b and sine b. So b values are on x axis and sine b values are on y axis or along y axis. If you want to create a graph between some points which range from -pi to +pi, we can do it. Now here I have written m as a variable, np dot linspace. So using linspace we will create points, and it will be ranging from -pi to +pi, and how many points? 50 points at equal interval. So you get 50, and if I click here to find what is there in M, I will get an array which starts from -pi to +pi. Now let us plot a graph between M. M is this array and sine of M. So plt dot plot into parenthesis M is the first variable, comma second variable is sine of M in parenthesis, and sine is taken from np. So np dot sine of M parenthesis complete, and if you run this, you will get a graph between M and sine of M. Similarly, you can get a graph between M and cos of M, and one more graph is between sine of M and cos of M. So if you draw this graph, you will get a closed entity like this. Now let me create some points, 100 points between 1 to 10 by using x is equal to np dot linspace 1 to 100. Now I want to draw a graph between x and sin x and x and cos x. Now I am trying to draw both this graph in the same graph because this will be executed in the same block. So basically this is multiple plot. So what is on x axis? In both the graph, x axis will have these points between 1 to 10 and y axis will have sin of x as well as cos of x. So if you see this graph, it will be like this. One graph is for sin x and another graph is for cos of x.
In the next video, I will explain the third method to generate points and create graphs. Thank you.